We are in the midst of autumn here in Korea, a country with 4 distinct seasons. Or is it? According to observations, summer is becoming longer and winter shorter. At times, we've had unusually heavy rain in autumn, while recently, morning temperatures suddenly dropped below freezing. Abnormal weather is not only confined to Korea, but it is a global issue. But why am I talking about the weather? Today, for our Hallyu People segment, we invite a world-renowned climatologist who is active in Korea, not only as a researcher, but also as an honorary citizen. We have with us Axel Timmermann, Director and Distinguished Professor of the IBS Center for Climate Physics at Pusan National University. Welcome, Professor Timmermann. Es ist eine Ehre, Sie hier zu haben.
Ebenfalls, likewise.
So for our international viewers, what I just said is it's an honor to have you here. And there we have two common things that we have. We're both from Germany, and we're experts in climate-related things because I'm a former weathercaster, but you are the expert, Professor Timmermann. So you are a leading authority in the field of climate scientist. So currently, where are you affiliated at, and where do you conduct your research?
So in 2017, when I moved to South Korea, I launched the IBS Center for Climate Physics in Busan. And the center originally started just with one person, and then slowly a team grew, and now we're up to 61 people. And we have become one of the largest climate research centers. The IBS stands for Institute for Basic Science, so it's a research institution funded by the Ministry for Science and ICT, one of the premier research institutions worldwide, actually. And our center, which is one of 31 centers of this IBS organization, is based at Pusan National University, and this is kind of our hosting institution.
What a development in the past years. And just a few days ago, I actually read an article from you and your team, and it said that you're predicting that we're going to see increasingly unstable ocean currents, and that on the back of melting sea ice. So could you please elaborate a little bit on that recent research?
The ocean currents we are referring to are the ocean currents in the Arctic Ocean. Think about the North Pole. There is a big ocean there, the Arctic Ocean, and normally when it's very cold, wintertime and even summertime, it's frozen, so we call that sea ice. And then on top we have the atmosphere, and the energy from the winds normally moves around this sea ice, this frozen water. But as the sea ice melts, it starts to actually move around the water, and these ocean currents become unstable there, and they transport a lot of material, a lot of nutrients from the Siberian shelf regions into the interior of the Arctic. So we will expect very, very different ecosystem responses also in response to this melting of the Arctic sea ice.
And all of that is happening because of global warming,
That's correct.
I believe.
Yes.
Yes, it is a subject that is worrying for, parents like myself, for their children's future and, what we can do about it right now. But Professor, I read a very interesting and somewhat amazing statistic that you have been named one of the top 1% most influential researchers in the world by Clarivet, and that's 7 consecutive years that you've been named this. How do you feel about that? I mean, that's an amazing achievement.
I'm very happy, of course, to see that my research also has an impact on other scientists and also on other research projects and also research disciplines. So my research does not only play a role in the climate research discipline, but it also affects ecology, anthropology, archaeology. And recently, a high school student from the Philippines said, I'm very excited to meet you, sir. And I said, well, why? This is likewise. And then he said, well, you're very famous in the Philippines. And I said, what? I was really surprised. And he said, your research is featured in high school textbooks. I had no idea. Wow. So this gives me a little bit of a feeling that 25 years of research are really paying off in some way, that I had a little impact on society, hopefully.
Wow.
And our understanding of how the climate system works.
Wow, I mean, Not little impact, I have to say, really big impact. And I mean, climate, weather, all of that is so important to everyone in the world. And I guess that is why you can even see your research in textbooks, probably not only in the Philippines, but other places around the world. And something that's also very interesting is you've been named an honorary citizen of the city of Busan, where you are currently located at. That was back in July. So how did this come about? And also, what kind of activities do you do as an honorary citizen?
Well, I think, 2017, when I started and launched this research center together with my team, I think we were pretty much a nobody in the world of climate research. And now, in February of this year, an international team visited our center of institute directors. And they unanimously decided that we are one of the world-leading research centers in climate research. And I think this was kind of recognized by Busan city, the idea that we brought Busan on the map of research and science in general. And I think that was maybe one of the reasons why the honorary citizenship was bestowed on me. And what activities, I'm not quite sure yet. I'm trying to promote Busan, such as right now here, as much as possible. And also worldwide, I'm trying to recruit more scientists also coming to Korea, to our center. But in general, I think Korea is a fantastic place to conduct basic research. And I'm trying to advocate that idea worldwide on conferences and to colleagues.
Right. It's been just a few months since you've been appointed as an honorary citizen. Probably you haven't had yet many official events that you participated in, but I guess having that title itself means you feel that you're more responsible to advocate the city. And Professor Timmermann, what does life in Busan actually mean to you? And could you share with us any unique cultural experiences that you had in Busan or just generally in Korea?
I think Busan, first of all, is a fantastic city, and I'm speaking, of course, as a citizen, but also as an honorary citizen, trying to promote Busan. But I mean, we have amazing beaches, as everybody knows, of course. Fantastic city life. In general, living expenses are quite cheap. Nature is amazing. You go back into the mountains, and there are small hidden temples everywhere. So I think exploring just this city, as the vibrancy of this city is something that I enjoy tremendously. And scientifically, I think it was also a very good choice to move to Busan. In 2016, when I considered moving to South Korea, there were other options. I decided to move to Busan because there is just a very good research environment at the university, and in particular also climate related. And then I think also this being a very attractive city makes it very interesting for international scientists. So over the last 8 years, we had scientists from 17 different countries work with us actually in the center. And I think this is also partly because just from a attraction point of view, Busan has a lot to offer to international scientists.
I'd sort of like to stick on what you were just talking about there, about studying or researching within Busan. Do you have any specific reason why conducting your research in Busan is ideal for you? Is there any inspiration or significance that maybe the city provides that maybe other cities within South Korea may not? Why exactly Busan?
I think it was personal in some way because I used to work as a professor of oceanography at the University of Hawaii. So the ocean is always important, and leaving Hawaii, it was very important, of course, to be close to the ocean. And also as an oceanographer and climate scientist, I think I would stay in a maritime environment. So Busan really played a role, but also at the university, there were outstanding climate researchers already who helped support our center and who also joined our center. So it was very natural a very natural fit for our center to be in Busan. Yeah.
Now, Professor Timmermann, that also makes me curious about collaboration in the field of climate. So how are research activities in Korea creating synergies with international collaboration or scientific researches?
So in 2018, we bought one of South Korea's fastest supercomputers. It's called Aleph. And this became really like a collaboration hub in some way. There were research groups from the National Center for Atmospheric Research in Boulder, Colorado, in the United States, who contacted us to conduct simulations on this computer that they couldn't conduct on their computers in the United States. So this became really like a starting point for many important collaborations. Another collaboration to highlight is one with the Alfred Wegener Institute in Bremerhaven in Germany. It's one of the largest polar research centers. They developed a climate model that was very suitable for us. So we ran computer model simulations together with our colleagues from the center on the Aleph supercomputer to understand future climate change at the highest possible resolution, so we can simulate the entire globe, how it changes, ocean currents, winds, temperatures, rainfall, everything on a 9-kilometer scale worldwide. So we can really zoom into the details of different areas much more accurately than the typical models that are used in the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change assessments.
Wow.
That's amazing.
It does sound like you have a lot of responsibility. And just to stick to I guess the theme of responsibility, what do you consider your social responsibility as a researcher studying climate change here in Korea?
So I think originally I started in theoretical physics, and the reason why I switched to climate research was because I wanted to do something that has societal relevance and societal benefits. So this responsibility issue was always very important for me. And here in South Korea in particular, our center is not only committed to conduct outstanding research, basic research, but also to share the data that we have and the knowledge that we have with the general public, also with the ministries, with essentially high schools. Everybody has access to our research, and we have a dedicated outreach office that organizes outreach events, this is really important for us to share our knowledge with the general public, to educate essentially Korean citizens about the threats of climate change, but also the possibilities to handle it or to cut down CO2 emissions, how to manage it.
You play a very significant role in everything related to climate science, but what do you think is Korea's role when it comes to global climate research? Does Korea have a big role when it comes to this field, and especially when talking with other countries together?
Yeah. Of course, life in Korea is very carbon intensive, so we have a very large carbon footprint, but a relatively small population size. So in some way, being an extremely advanced country technologically, it could really showcase also the way into carbon neutrality. And this is quite important. All the knowledge is here. There is also economic power. There are companies that produce amazing batteries and so on. So I think all the elements are together, and also the will to essentially become carbon neutral as soon as possible. So I feel like this is a fantastic environment to see and develop strategies to show to the world how an advanced country with a very high carbon footprint, though, can move into carbon neutrality.
And finally, as an honorary citizen of Busan and a leading climatologist, would there be a message you would like to share with maybe other experts in this field or aspiring climatologists and those who maybe want to work in Korea in this field?
I think what's very important to know is, well, there are a lot of scientists who try to follow in some way what their supervisors have been doing and so on, but independence is really important. Think out of the box, try to take risks, be brave, and leave the comfort zone. So if a scientist says, oh, I don't know anything about it, and this is usually a good sign in principle, because it means you can learn something new. So not stepping back and say, I don't know anything about it, I don't want to touch it, I will stay in my comfort zone. So I think the idea really also of our center is to try high-risk research, meaning something that nobody has done, but if we are successful, to really make a major contribution.
Well, Professor Timmermann, that's actually a great inspiring message to everyone, not only in climatology, but really a very great message. And on that note, we want to thank you very much for being here in the studio with us today and for sharing your story. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor.
Thank you. My pleasure.
And thank you, Walter. As always, we're going to see you back here tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.